There's a famous saying that says that after you spend 10,000 hours doing one thing, you become an expert on it. Now, Falk and I have been doing videos for more than a year and a half, and he actually reacted to his first video a while back, and I thought it was pretty funny. I thought I would do the same because I haven't seen this video since it came out. It's extremely cringe, extremely low quality. It actually did pretty well. It has 600 views, which is impressive. My first video, as you can see here, was What It Takes. Stephen Schwarzman is the founder of Blackstone. But first thing I noticed is the thumbnail is just a picture of me with a beer, the book, my roommate's dog, some title, and a picture of the book. So obviously not the most eye-catching thumbnail. The title, What It Takes, name of the author, book review, nothing that catches the eye, no clickbait, which we've also gotten better at. But I mean, for being the first video, it's understandable. So let's dive right into it.
This is your host for this week, Alejandro Barnola.
Alejandro Barnola, my full name. By the way, first thing I noticed, if you look at the back of this shot, it's a complete mess. You have my jackets to the left. You have a bunch of cables to the right, my Nintendo Switch, my PlayStation. The lighting's not that good, but it's understandable. And obviously the quality's not that good. We were using like $30 or $50 Amazon cameras. But yeah, this guy had a lot to learn.
Beer, and we're gonna review What It Takes, which is a book about...
So that was a pretty good fade in. I don't think I know how to do that anymore, so that's a pretty cool trick for our first video.
Steve Schwarzman, one of the biggest private equity CEOs in the United States. He started Blackstone with his partner, Peter Peterson, another famous investment banker, which sadly passed away in 2018. Rip Peter.
Rip Peter, a little joke to, you know, get comfy with it.
But since then, Blackstone has grown into probably the biggest private equity firm in the United States. If you guys didn't know, a private equity firm is basically a firm that gets money from high net worth investors.
So before, I didn't use a script, which I learned was very important. And you can see here that I'm just mentioning a bunch of facts at the same time and just putting a picture in the back without any kind of structure. So that's something that I recommend. Just make a script so that you don't talk about a million things in the first minute that have nothing. They do have something to do with each other, but they're not really important. You can skip that part.
This is where my first review comes in, which is that you don't have to be a finance person or understand finance to read this book. Anyone can.
So when you're making points, here I said my first point is X. It's good to put like a little text so people know, okay, this is the first point that the guy's making and they can kind of follow your thought process. Maybe a better way to have done this video is just to pick the 4 main teachings that the book had and then have like a really catchy title, like 4 things you need to know to go into private equity. And then you introduce the video by saying you learned this from Stephen Schwarzman, big private equity guy, and then you say the 4 teachings, video's over, and the viewer has more of an idea as to what to expect from the video.
He talks about macro topics. He actually mentions that whenever he makes a big purchase, he thinks of everything, including...
So right there was like a 2-3 second pause that I was thinking what to say. It still happens to me, but every time you see a cut, that probably means that I said or there was a 3-second pause. And I cut that out because those cuts keep the attention of the viewer. And if you zoom in like this, it's even better. So I didn't do that back then because obviously I wasn't as good editing, but that's something that you definitely have to do to keep the attention of the viewer and to make the video more dynamic.
Was happening, and he started selling a lot of his positions, but I won't get into details. Just know that he talks about like macro events. And finally,
I repeated macro events again. Whenever that happens to me nowadays, I just cut that part because repetition is one of the easier ways to lose a viewer in YouTube.
He talks about his philanthropy, which is huge in his life, and how he's helped the various presidents of the United States, including Trump, with the China trade deal. And here's where our beer comes in. The beer for this week is Tsingtao.
So this is what we used to do in books and beers. Our old channel was have a book and then relate the book to the beer. So Steve Schwarzman played a big part in the China trade deal, and that's why I picked a Chinese beer for this one. So it's a pretty funny concept. I honestly want to go back to it every now and then. But yeah, a little context for you guys.
And overall, this book, in my opinion, in the books and beers scale, I'm going to put it right here, the scale that you see here. I'm going to rank it as a read. It's not a must read because obviously if I put it as a must read, then I have to put a lot of books as a must read, and I want to keep that section exclusive. It's a read, and I'll give it a 4 for 1 for 2. Give it a 4-1. Should definitely read.
I actually got that from the internet. I didn't type 4.1 because I didn't know how to put text without using a title. I think I was using iMovie back then. I don't think iMovie has a good way to put like text. So I had to get a 4.1 picture from Google, which is pretty sad.
It brings a lot of insights. But yeah, now onto the beer. Let's see. Very light color. I don't know if you guys can see. Very light color.
Can't see because the quality sucks.
Wow, didn't expect much from a Chinese beer, but it's actually pretty good. Let's see what other people have to say about this beer. First victim.
This is actually a pretty funny idea that I came up with. I went to each of my roommates' room and told them to try the beer. I think this was a pretty nice touch to the video to make it different and not just me talking to the camera. So props to me for the creativeness back then.
Jean Paul all the way from Puerto Rico. Oh.
I still live with Jean Paul, and yeah, they all knew this was coming, so they had to act out.
What's going on here? Paul, made homework. Here you go. Try this beer. Let me know what you think. Yes, sir. Some good synced out for you.
Good beer.
Good beer. All right, first verdict.
Light beer. Good beer.
Light
like
beer.
it.
Keep doing your homework, boy. All right, let's see who wants to try a little bit. Oh, no roommate's home. Hey!
What's up, Alejandro?
You want to try some beer?
Sure. What is this?
Some Thai.
It's actually funny. This is really good. If the last 3 minutes was the whole video, this would have been an awesome video.
I said a little. Oh, okay, respect. Welcome home. Another victim.
Masa's always sucked in front of the camera.
Benny Molina. Benny, what do you think of the beer, Benny? Oh yeah, it's good beer. Good beer, isn't it? Dessert. Another victim of the household. Nardo Shubak. Hey, some beer, my friend. Try it. Give me a review.
It's a big cup, man.
Big cup. Tsingtao beer all the way from China. Let's see, a little sip. What do you think?
It's pretty good, bro.
Pretty good? We got a consensus then. Thank you, Nardo.
You're welcome.
So there you have it. Even Benny gave it a try. I'll finish it up. Great beer. Give it a 3.4. Then
Another picture instead of putting text.
if you want to purchase that book or any other book or any other product from Amazon for that matter, use the link in our bio. It helps us a lot.
It was an affiliate link. I think only 3 people ever used it to buy something that was not books. We made like 5 cents and Amazon closed our account because we weren't active. So our first business venture as Talk to C/Books and Beers failed.
It helps our channel grow and it helps us get better equipment for you guys. So use the link down below. Please leave a comment with any suggestion you might have. Like the video and subscribe. It really helps the video get pushed to other people. And yeah.
It's just me repeating what I've seen other YouTubers say, and it's another learning moment because another thing that I've seen is that you should not take a long time to close a video because people are just gonna click off. So you say thank you, subscribe, peace, it's over, you know?
I hope you see you guys next week in the next Books and Beers with Falcon. And I'll see you in 2 weeks. Ciao.
What a clown. Pretty good. I don't do that anymore. I should do funny stuff like that more often. So as you can see, very cringy, very funny, very bad quality first video. If you like this video, please subscribe. Peace.
Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to